Stephan Jenkins. I'm the rhythm guitarist for Third Eye Blind, and this is the Bucket List.
Thank you. So the new album Screamer comes out on Friday.
You laughed. You know, you laughed over my
I did. I'm sorry. Sorry, I couldn't help.
But we're not doing it again. We're like one of those. We're one take types around here.
That's fine. That's
anyway,
fine.
That was Liz, not me.
Yeah. So Screamer. This comes out on Friday, right? October 11th.
Yes.
So 4 years in the making. Yeah.
Was it 4 years? I don't know. I mean, not really. I mean, no, it wasn't 4 years. Where did that come from?
That's what I've been reading. That it's been 4 years since your last record release. No.
It's 4 years since the last. Yeah, 4 years since the last record, but we didn't take 4 years. We didn't go like, haha, let's go work for 4 years.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. No, that's not at all. But why did it take 4 years before you released the next record? What have you been doing this entire time? I know you've been really involved in. Yeah.
Let's see. We put out a live record. We did the covers record, and then we did We Are Drugs, and I think We Are Drugs is the most recent one, right? Or is it Dopamine? Which order? Yeah. When did We Are Drugs come out? I don't think that was 4 years ago, was it? I don't know.
Yeah, according to my sources. I could be wrong, but that's, yeah.
Well, we toured a lot, and and then we did the 20th anniversary tour on the 17th, and put out a live record then. Right. And then we did the covers record. I don't know where the time goes.
You kept busy. Like, you definitely still kept very busy in your careers, and you also did. I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were very involved in sort of marine, like saving the marine life and ocean, like pro-ocean and all that stuff. So what? Was that what you were doing as well in the last 4 years, or is that something you've always been passionate about? Because I know the latest record has been kind of inspired by that a little bit.
I mean, I just can't believe it's been 4 years. It all goes by in a flash. So I don't have a proper answer for you because I'm not accepting this timetable as it is. I know that when we put out a record, we basically go on tour for a year. So this album, we're going to do a record release party at Stubbs this Saturday, the night before our show at ACL. So it's like 2,500 people at Stubbs, and then 50,000 people the next day at ACL. And we're in the studio this week actually writing songs for a new album. So I think we're in a very work forward and creative period.
That's awesome. Yeah, keep it up. And I mean, I read a statement of yours recently where you said, "My current mood resonates with rebellion, energy, courage, and risk." So where is this coming from? Like, what's giving you all this inspiration?
I said that. I love that. Well,
yeah. You did.
I'm happy to have said that. I'm for it. I endorse saying that. I think that we are in this kind of, we are in dystopia, and the people who, of goodwill and stout, passionate hearts are inflamed by that, and it either calls you to escape or to action, and I'm more of the latter.
Awesome. Okay. And you've been playing a lot of the new stuff, I'm assuming, in this past tour that you just went on. And what kind of reactions are your fans giving you on the new material?
I think they're really enjoying it. I'm going to find out a lot more this Saturday, because I think it's the first time that people have been able to actually hear some of the songs. Mm-hmm. So we're going to play side A of Screamer, maybe a few other songs as well. And I really get to have a real sense of it on Saturday. But I'm very excited to share it. I feel pretty good about this album.
Yeah, it's a great record.
Why? I think so.
Yeah, I actually really love it. And why was it decided to release the new album after this tour and not before? Because usually, like you said, you release an album and then you go on tour. So, yeah.
Yeah, we just fucked it up. It's just that I'm blind, and we have a tendency to just botch things. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the real reason. I mean, it's a real thing for me to finish the lyrics. Kind of always the last thing, and I try to get better at it, but I hem and haw over the lyrics a lot, and there you have it.
Okay.
That's the reason. Well, so we were supposed to have it out in May, but then I finished the last note on the record was the opening night of the tour, which is like June 5th at the Greek Theater in Hollywood. And I thought the album was done, but then I listened to the song Waves, and I'm like, you know what? I have it's missing something. I have some sound in my head, and I need somebody who's just like kind of fierce and feisty to sing it back at me. And I was thinking Brody from the Distillers.
Right.
And so we asked her, and she was down to do it, which is great because I really love her. But she was I don't know where she was. She was on tour or something, and so I was like, well, who else can we get? And the guy who was in the studio was he said there's this new singer named Carly Hansen, and she's just out of control. She's a handful. She'll come in here and fuck up the studio and sing your track. I was like, perfect, let's get her. And so she came in and and she sang it, and she was great.
That's awesome. That was my next question. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, that was like the very that was the last note to go on the record, and that was the first day of the tour. So much for me having an album out, and then you go into the mix process. So that had to begin as well, and so it just took longer than I thought, and we were very lucky to have the tour as well attended as it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that I was going to say, how was it decided to pick who you picked to contribute on the record? Because you don't normally have people jump in and like you had Corgan, you had Billy Corgan on this one. What was that like?
He's I was doing the K-Rock Christmas show at the Forum, and the Pumpkins were playing too, and we were backstage and we were chit-chatting, and said, "What are you doing?" "Oh, here." "Great, we'll come over and let's get together," because we'd always had a mutual regard, and he so we got together and I played him some songs, and he calls it the math. Sort of works on the chorus should go here and less chords there, and it's sort of getting the structure on the math. And so we did that with 3 or 4 songs, and it was very interesting to hear his take on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the song on Light It Up, the last. What I hear is the last song on the record. I think we have a song after it, but kind of like an addendum. It's like it needs something more after this, and he changed the chord, and sang this "Let It Burn," and And so that became part of the song. And when you hear it on the album, it sounds like Pumpkins, you know? Like,
oh, yeah.
That's funny. It's like everything that comes out of his mouth sounds like Pumpkins.
Right.
So, you can kind of hear it on the track, even though he didn't play on the record. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I mean, I love the new album. It's Third Eye Blind. It's the catchy, poppy, you know, songs. And the only thing that I was curious about here with the record is the second to last track, 2 Times Tiger.
2X, yeah,
very different from the rest of the album. Like, why did you place
totally different?
Yeah, I'm curious why you placed it in the place you did on the album, because it's an odd place, second to last. And what made you decide to go with that kind of style?
Well, that was the very first song. That was the very first song that was recorded.
Oh, wow.
And it was never intended to be on this album.
Okay.
And it was going to go on an EP, and it was actually going to go on like my solo EP. It was written actually it was written and recorded at the same time. So during the Women's March, and we were in a studio in Barbados or something, and we were just kind of antsy in the studio that day, and we were watching the news, and but people weren't focused, and I was like, you know what, everybody out, like you guys are just leave. And I was in the studio with Brian Fennell from Barcelona and the band Barcelona, and he said, you know, what are you into right now? And I said, I don't know, I kind of like trap music. And we laughed. You know, trap music's not my culture, not my vibe. And I said, let's make a trap beat. I was like, yeah, let's make a trap beat. So we made a trap beat that is the trap beat on the record. And then I took a handheld microphone, and I just stood there in the studio, and I just started just kind of like bouncing back and forth, and shut my eyes, and as an idea occurred to me, I would sing it out, I did that for about 25 minutes, and then at the end of it, we edited down the kind of the best parts of that to 3 minutes, and so everything that I thought of, everything that came to mind, I sang at the moment it came to mind, and I didn't re-sing anything on the record. That's just completely kind of fresh, and it was sitting there, and then later, after the track was done, I went into a studio and I put the horn parts on it, because I love horn parts, and I never get to do them. So yeah, you're right. It's weird. It doesn't fit on this record. It doesn't belong on this record, except that, you know, it's still about collective idealism. It's still about you know, saying we're not going to get through this without a fight. You know, to the thieves and deniers, we need twice as many tigers.
Totally.
That's kind of what Screamer is, right? That's what's been on my mind.
Awesome. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and there's that song.
I love it. Yeah.
And the horn part on it, is like my favorite sound on the record. I just love that. Yeah.
So, tell me about your best set moment on the set of the movie Rockstar.
My best set moment?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have the flu, and I was offered a bigger part. I was offered the part of the best friend, but I was on tour, and my priority was touring. So I only had time to come in for one day, and I'd never acted in a movie before. But I knew that I knew that I knew what good acting is.
Right.
And so I was sort of armed with that sense. And when we got in there, he said, "You and Mark Wahlberg and I were friends at the time. We were, I don't know, just I'm sure we're still friends. We just don't, we're not really in touch, but we were just kind of in touch at the time. And they had all these stunt guys, and they said, you guys are going to have a fight, so you're going to throw this big punch, and then you're going to duck." And I was like, you know what? When I was in high school, when somebody would get in a fight, what they'd do is there'd be this kind of like this posturing, this kind of tough talk, and then somebody would like grab somebody's shirt and they'd scuffle, and everyone would be embarrassed.
Right.
I was like, it's the lamest thing you've ever seen. That's what a fight is, right? Like nobody threw a big awesome punch and ducked, and there's none of that,
Right.
I was like, and so we started laughing, and we're like, what if we kind of did it like this, right? And so if you look at the fight, it's terrible, It's like, and then so I got to throw in the line. If you can hear it, very so like, let go of my shirt. Yeah. Yeah.
You
So
got
that
the
was
one
it.
line, yeah.
Is I got to choreograph that fight. Yeah.
I love it.
To make it. Yeah, we could have had like an epic battle between me and Mark Wahlberg, but it was better just to have this like, this like these silly preening peacocks out there having a squabble, So.
Yeah, totally. So last question, because we're called Bucketlist. We always ask this question to all of our victims. So what's left on your bucket list as a band, personally? What do you have left?
What's left on my bucket list?
Yeah. You've done so much, I know that. So it's a tough one, but.
I was going to say I want to get barreled at Cloud Break, but I already got barreled at Cloud Break. Let's see. I'd like a daughter.
Oh, that's sweet.
Musically,
You're in this like super inspiring, moment in your life. Like, what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna do like as a bucket list. I don't know. It's like there's some things like there's some like locales that are like a really big deal, like Madison Square Garden, and I think beyond that, it's kind of like my goal is to kind of, I don't know.
Again, you've done so much, so I get why this would be a tough one to answer. But just curious, like if there's anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I was going to say, well, Madison Square Garden. I was like, well, I played Madison Square Garden. Yeah. So, musically, it's kind of like to keep doing what I'm doing. And there's some things like it's not really the right answer, but it's kind of like I want to give you like a catty, funny answer that's like kind of like a smart ass response. That's what I'm looking for right now. It's like, what would Phoebe Waller-Bridge say right now? Like, she'd say like, stop smoking cigarettes after sex, just once, darling. How cheeky.
Right.
But I can't think of it. I don't know. I feel compelled to do, I don't know. I don't have any answers. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. That means you're perfectly content with everything right now. So that's actually very nice.
But I'm not, because the things on my bucket list are like, it's like I want to do something really active about about climate change. I want to write a book. There you go.
Wow.
I'd like to write a I kind of like to write a book on a couple things. So maybe make a movie. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
About what? Like what kind of movie? A horror movie? A movie? A documentary? What kind of movie?
Probably Pixar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I made a horror movie already. It cost $3,000, and we made it in one day. And it's for the video "Get Me Out of Here," and I got to direct that. And it's very rushed. It's very low budge. But if you watch it, it is a horror movie, and you can see murders and large amounts of cocaine being spilled in the air, and throats being slit. It's very horror movie. You just got to look very carefully.
Okay.
And it's a horror movie about how relationships are a nightmare. It's basically the ghost of a relationship coming back to haunt you. Yeah. Anyway.
Perfect.
It was a good effort.
You did good. Well, thanks for taking the time with me today. I really appreciate it. And I wish
thanks
you
for
guys
liking my record. I
love it. Yeah, I love it. It's
really good.
great. You guys are still.
Do you have a favorite song? I'm curious.
What was that?
Do you have a favorite song?
Oh boy, I have to this is a tough one because I listened to it. It was given to me yesterday.
I don't want to put you on the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, you put me on the spot because it was given to me yesterday to listen to. And I'm going to go by, because the titles I don't remember, but I'm going to go by the order of numbers. So I'm going to say it was the second song that I really liked.
All right. Yeah, Kids.
Yeah. But I like I know this is going to sound really lame, but I really like all
my
songs.
Favorite.
Okay. Oh, cool. Nice.
That's inspired by Emma Gonzalez. That's about the background shooting.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. Good on you guys. You guys are awesome. You're still killing it, and hope you'll be in Montreal sometime soon. And
I look forward to it. I love that city. It's great. I remember going there once to a bar, and they insisted that we speak French, and that was really fun.
Did you speak French?
I mean, I tried, I had 2 semesters in high school, so
right, yeah.
I give it a whack.
Do you want to say something in French now that you know?
No. That's with an N.
Snarky, yeah.
So snarky, yeah. Okay. Liz, thanks for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, and I wish you all the best. And again, hope to see you guys in Montreal soon, and have an awesome festival and time today.
Okay, thanks. Talk to you again.
Okay, bye-bye.